Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Scratch Social. We pre-recorded our last couple of episodes, Paddy, so it's good to be back. Haven't been here in 3 weeks. How are you? How are you doing? We will do some short updates and then we'll just dive straight into the Masters.
We'll go straight into the obvious. It's great to be back live and in the moment. We've both been away. Was in America, making America great again for 12 days. Came back in the middle of last week. Came back a week ago. Landed at 4:45 a.m. on the red eye, as the Americans say. I got the taxi to Naas. My wife and two daughters and the mother-in-law got a flight down to Kerry. So I took the bags back to Naas and I reconfigured the car. And then I drove down, right, in the middle of fuel protests. So what normally takes 2 hours, 45 minutes, took closer to 5 hours. But look, I understand why people did it last week. Hopefully at the time of us putting this out, it's been sorted, but it doesn't look like it will be sorted. But I've no issue with what they're protesting for. So in one way, I kind of appreciated the gridlock. Let me catch up on a couple of other podcasts I listened to on the way.
You know what? I was in the car for 20 hours last week as well, doing one trip to Sligo to the west and another one up to Dublin. And I just used the time. I was catching up on podcasts, thinking about our own one as well. And even like we were both away, we weren't really in touch. We were sort of taking a break from all of this. And like, I think it's...
We were on a break.
Yeah, we were on a break. And it sparks some new ideas and inspiration. So yeah, really looking forward now to the next couple of months. We've a full run at it now into the summer with no distractions. So we'll see where we go.
It's like having all the spuds for breakfast. We've a clear run of the day. That's an unbelievable joke for people of my vintage and older. Eimear didn't get that one.
No, I did. So my stepmom used to manage Unbelievables, and
go away.
I swear to God, and I have watched their videos 10,000 times. I think they're the best comedy duo to ever come out of Ireland. If you're listening to this in America, we are very sorry, but look up Dunbelievables, D''Unbelievables, and thank us later.
That gives you all you need to know about Irish culture there in those YouTube videos you'll watch. So yeah, busy couple of weeks. I was in America for a couple of weeks. My sister-in-law lives in New Jersey. Won't give the full address or postcode, but yeah, we're in New Jersey. Didn't tip into New York City. Did spend a weekend with a couple of friends from America we all got a big Airbnb up in some mountain range. I keep saying the Pinocchios, but it's not. It's the Poconos.
Wow.
In Pennsylvania, the Poconos. So yeah, introduced them all to Italian red wine.
Oh yes, your Barolo, is that it? Barolo.
We did get some Barolo on board. Yeah, we did. And then allowed a couple of days for my wife to go shopping with her mother. Had 3 or 4 golf days myself. Played Trump in Bedminster. MAGA. I've never seen a pro shop like it.
Really?
So President Donald J. Trump's senior club championship is on the pro shop desk for everyone to see.
Nice.
It's brilliant. A couple of head covers I could never put in the bag, but it's basically like it's a Donald Trump caricature almost, you know?
Yeah.
Fair funny. Got to play an absolute classic in Essex County. Kind of got my first experience of, I suppose, the golden age of golf course architecture over there.
Yeah.
New Jersey seems to have a lot of it. Would have heard of Tillinghast, but wouldn't have any idea of like what a golf course by A.W. Tillinghast is like. That's Essex County Country Club was just super classic, but like
really,
yeah, I put up some images on the Instagram. You can just see how kind of extreme the green complexes are.
Yeah.
You know, really, really huge runoffs. So the green is like this like mini plateau, and it even steps down into the bunker.
Wow.
So like if you're on the edge of the green, you might be like going down the shaft of the putter to get to the ball. So yeah, really fun. Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to kind of dipping my toe a bit deeper into golf architecture, and that's a whole different podcast.
Nice. I love that. I'm so into golf architecture, so I'm with you. How did you play? Because you'd been practicing quite a bit and then didn't really get to play a lot before you left, but how was the game?
Yeah, so I played 2 rounds of golf in Ireland before I left, and by the time I left America I'd played 4 times. So I've played more in America than over here. Played good. I mean, it was pretty windy when we were over there. Shot 77-ish.
Nice.
It's how I say it. You know, when you're getting a gimme here and there, we finish out on this side of the Atlantic. So 77-ish in Bedminster, and then shot 78 in Essex County, which is really nice. With like 30-mile-an-hour winds. It was like a day here at home. The weather was quite similar to here at home. We landed at, like I said, early. I drove down, Stayed awake. That's the key. Allowed ourselves a nap in the afternoon. Had the alarms on the phones, 40 minutes nap, or you're goosed for 5 or 6 days. And then I got up the next morning and took the ferry, got to Lahinch and
I
played
saw.
Lahinch, the home course. Had a couple of friends down from Dublin. We played it on the Friday in 40-mile-an-hour winds,
I
gusting
saw.
to 50. So like, it was raining, gave the FootJoy rain gear a good test. Hadn't worn rain gear at all last year.
Yeah.
I wore like a showerproof top for a couple of holes playing during a couple last year. But other than that, I never had the rain pants on all last year.
Same.
That kind of serves as a showcase for how much golf I actually played. You know,
Yeah.
that I didn't have the rain gear on.
Yeah.
But it was a great day, great company, and yeah, had a family christening the day after. So a busy couple of weeks,
Nice.
but really looking forward now to. It was kind of like the divider in the year. The season has definitely kicked off. Landed back and watched the Masters for 4 days. We'll get into that in a second when we hear about your España and Kerry trips. But yeah, looking forward to getting stuck in to Robbie Cannon's program, good and earnestly. And landed back in Ireland, and we have an extra hour in the evening, so it's not even dark
yeah.
yet. First time we're recording this podcast and it's light outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to really getting stuck into the year and organising a few day trips here and there now over the summer.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I did. I actually, when I saw you in Lahinch, I laughed because I was like, he's just back from America and he's back to the reality of what we're dealing with weather-wise in this country. My God. But no, great. I'm so glad you had a good time and our episodes worked out well as well. So thank you to everybody who listened. Actually, that reminds me, I'll go into what I did in the last few weeks, but before that, I need to give a shout out to a friend of mine. She's really my sister's friend, but I'm her friend too, and she's my friend. Her name is Carol Slattery, and she said to me, herself and her partner watch every one of our YouTube videos of our podcast.
Oh, God help them.
I know. And I said, you're one of our 3 viewers on YouTube. It's amazing.
Well,
So
hello there. Hope you're keeping well.
exactly. And Carol started golf like 2-3 years ago, and I went on a trip to Portugal with her when she was beginning. We went with a pro and a coach, and it was amazing. And she was a real beginner. Went into every bunker in Portugal. Now we all laugh about it to this day still. But oh my God, we played Ballybunion the other day, and she was driving it like 20 yards maybe behind me, 30 yards behind me, and I'm a big hitter. So like for somebody to progress that fast, it was absolutely amazing to see. So she's a really good example of like when you're an adult and you take up golf, people tend to give up because it's so hard and it takes really 2 to 3 years to get it. But she was an amazing example. So I just have to give her a shout out because she really deserves it and she's flying, and I can't wait to see like how she progresses in the next couple of months. But yeah, speaking of golf, I actually have been very, very spoiled, Paddy, in the last 2 weeks. So you went off to America, I went off to Spain, stayed in Marbella. That was lovely. But aside from the Spain trip with Kev, which was amazing, played 3 amazing courses in the last 7 days. Now, we do not get things handed to us, and like I was just by chance and by luck that these things happened. I played Ballybunion, I played Portmarnock, the old course, and I played Tralee today. I'm just back, so anybody watching this live, I'm still in my golf gear, I'm still on a high, little bit windburn because we had the sun in Tralee today. It was absolutely amazing. And I played Ballybunion because if anybody's listening, there's a lot of amazing like open competitions. And myself and my sister and Carol and another friend of ours, Liz, paid €70 for the green fee at Ballybunion. And we actually ended up winning the competition. And we won a McGurk's voucher for 70 quid. So I got my money back and I can spend it in McGurk's.
Win-win.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then I played for the first time ever Portmarnock, and you had been raving about this for so long, and oh my God, it was absolutely amazing. And you know what was even better?
Perfect turf. Perfect turf, baby. Perfect turf in Portmarnock.
So different to Ballybunion and Tralee, like so flat. And I played it with Roddy Carr and Marty Carr and Maeve McMahon, and like
I know better
Roddy
people.
and Marty, the stories that they have, they grow up on the golf course. Their dad is obviously renowned JB Carr, like the most successful amateur probably in the world,
Playing
I
the
would
Masters.
say. Yeah. First Irishman to play the Masters, like insane. So it was really great to like hear the stories going around because like I work really closely with Roddy, but they treated me to that and that was amazing. And then I played Tralee today. So I actually did a little bit of a comparison for you to talk about like how different the courses are. Like they're all really special in their own way. And I have 3 key points for you. So Ballybunion Old Course is just pure drama. The dunes are absolutely massive. The holes are wild, especially when it's blowing a gale. And it's probably the most visually intimidating of the three. Like, it's really, really intimidating when you're on the tee at Ballybunion and the dunes are 100 feet high and you're thinking you might go into them. And then Portmarnock is the absolute opposite. So it's way more flatter. Like, I'd say 3-4 meters of elevation is the most. It's the most understated, but it's a pure test of golf. There are bunkers plotted. It's a Harry Colt. So there's bunkers plotted all across the fairways, and you have to.
He was a
make them.
menace.
Oh
Harry
my
Colt
God.
was a menace.
A menace. A menace, yeah. So it really, like, there's nowhere to hide in Portmarnock, actually. That's a great way to describe it. And it really makes you think your way around. But I definitely played the best at Portmarnock out of the three, probably because I wasn't in the dunes. And then Tralee, oh my God, Paddy, like, today the sun was splitting the rocks and we had the most amazing day, the most amazing weather. Like, Kev bought it for me as a Christmas gift and we've been waiting months to come down and play it. And even the welcome, you know, John, who's like the starter down there.
You know John Joy, yeah, he's gas man.
He's so fab. And he remembered me from last year when I was there.
Yeah, he wears a lot of hats down there, does John? He's
I'm sure
man.
he does. I'm sure he does. And like, the front nine is traditional, but the back nine is absolutely unbelievable. And what was that famous phrase you said about Arnold Palmer? I may have designed the front nine, but God designed the back nine, or something like that.
He says, that's what he says.
So true. So yeah, look, I think Ballybunion is the drama. Portmarnock is like so pure, and then Tralee is the absolute wow factor. So just not to bring up my course rankings drama, but I think we have a change today, and I think I'm going to put Tralee as number one on my links courses of Ireland.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fresh off the press, folks. Fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press. Played terrible though today, but had a ball.
Favourite hole. Give me favourite hole, if you can remember them all, between Portmarnock, Ballybunion and Tralee. What's the postcard hole that you're going to put in the fridge?
That is such a great question. I think the second at Tralee is absolutely stunning, and the third, the par 3. Yeah. The second is a par 5 with dogleg right. The third is a par 3. There's also a hole on the back nine which goes down into a dip. I think it could be the 11th. It's before a par 3 as well. Damn, I wish I had the scorecard here.
It's the 12th. It's the index one, yeah.
Yes.
Where you play down the hill and then it's almost like playing to an island green almost with the ravine down the left. Yes.
Yeah. That's a beautiful golf hole. It really is. And oh my God, there's so many holes. And in Portmarnock, what I just loved about Portmarnock was if you hit it on the fairway, you're absolutely rewarded. Like, I know in all links golf, you're rewarded. But even if you hit it in the rough in Portmarnock, you're not really punished. It's a very fair and gettable golf course, I found.
Yeah, especially this time of year when the rough maybe hasn't grown out as well.
Yeah.
Never true or seven. Like if you take 10, for example, I'm not sure which nines you played, but 10, loads of space out on the right, but you'll never hold the green. You might be in the rough and you'll find it, but you'll never hold the green. It's been designed to play way left, and then it makes the approach way easier. So greener. John Green, the Lantern, taught me that lesson.
So that's really funny because 10 at Portmarnock is the only hole I remember. It's when you're playing up and the clubhouse is on your right and the green is it's straight. There's bunkers on the left side of the fairway and there's rough on the right. I'll tell you exactly what I did on that hole. Now, we played in a hurricane. The wind was absolutely crazy, but I hit my drive. It went right into the rough. Then wind was behind me and I'd 140. So it was playing 120. Hit a pitch and wedge as high as I possibly could. The pin was tucked back left on that or upside down saucer green because it's so hard, and hit it to 10 feet and missed the birdie putt but got the par.
El Bandito. We'll have to play golf now before the end.
Today, though.
Before this month is over, we're going to have to play golf. We're going to have to document that experience to showcase to the world that your handicap definitely needs to be reviewed.
You know what?
Is my guess.
I'm gonna 0.1 as well from my round in Ballybunion.
God help us.
Yeah, I'm gonna 0.1, but sure, look, it is what it is. Anyway,
God help us.
We had a big weekend of golf. The one event me and you have been looking forward to, and everyone in the world.
We had 2 good weeks.
Was it the West before it?
The West before it.
Sorry, I was at the West. It was amazing.
We'll cover off that real quick. Mark Cadden, teenagers back to back at the West, at the, what is it these days, the Connolly Motor Group West of Ireland Championship in County Sligo Golf Club, otherwise known as Ross's. My heart goes out to Junior, to Colin Campbell, who's got to 2 finals, back-to-back finals, and has missed out on both. It went to extra holes. I was watching it via Irish Golfers feed and via Gary's feed on Irish Amateur Golf Info and your own feed on the last couple of days. So you were there. So what was it like? The weather looked like it was horrific until the weekend. It kind of lessened off then.
You're
I
right.
don't, they were still, I don't know, were they in full rain gear or was the rain gear just still wet for the final?
I'd say both. I don't know. So it started off. The weather was okay over Easter weekend. The Sunday they had to actually call off
That's right.
yeah,
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 call
they
it
had
off
to
the
call it
second
off the
round.
second qualifying round because the weather was so bad. So it was first round qualifiers got through. I was there on the Tuesday. I watched Mark and Colm play. I watched probably the first 6 holes. Went back into the clubhouse because the weather got really bad. Went out for 10 to 21. Insane. Those guys are such ballers. Paddy, what was so amazing to see was like this is amateur golf in Ireland and the way the guys were placing on the fairways,
Yeah, I was going to ask, like where do you rate it? You've seen like the best in women's golf playing the KPMG Women's Irish Open, you've been to Ryder Cups, you've been to the Who's Who. Like, I don't know if this is your first time at top amateur event. Was it
in my
one of your first
second.
times or has it been your second?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, tell us, did they impress you? The two, like the stat.
Oh my God, blew me away. I would say not the only thing that might set like the super pros from the amateurs is the approaches to the green. They were two putting constantly. I did not see a lot of one putts even outside of 8 feet. So like birdie putts. Now they par their way around. But like I did not see a whole pile of birdies. And I think that might be the difference. In terms of mistakes, very few. Very few. It was unbelievable.
Tough, it's a championship course, tough conditions weather-wise. But yeah, like it just kind of shows like Colm Campbell has a job.
Yeah.
He's got a 9 to 5. He's gone back to
Yeah.
work on the Wednesday or
Yeah.
maybe the Thursday. Do you know? I don't know if Mark is working, Mark hadn't because he's 19, but you know what I mean? Full-time amateurs at the same time. So to get to that level of golf of +4 or Colm might be even +5 is ridiculous level of golf. It was great. It was great to see it. I suppose the level of exposure that it got this year, I think it was heightened a lot more.
Yeah, I agree.
Across socials, etc., especially, and local radio, I think was there again this year.
They were Robbie and Rory Flanagan, I'm sure they were. Yeah, it was Robbie and Rory Flanagan covering it on Ocean FM, and they're absolutely brilliant. The two of them, they're a howl together. So what was amazing about the West was obviously it was the week before the Masters, and even actually I was saying this to Mark from Irish Golfer. The guy who wins the West, when we were following Mark and Colm up through the playoff, I was like, they can put up their feet. And now just watch Rory McIlroy defend his West of Ireland, defend his Masters championship. And he did. And he won back-to-back Masters, but he also won back-to-back Wests of Ireland. So like for the likes of Mark and Colm, even though Colm didn't win, he's the bridesmaid again, it's still absolutely amazing and so inspiring. And you never know what's in the cards for Colm or Mark. Obviously, Mark has a lot of years on Colm and he's never probably going to turn pro, but Mark has a bright future ahead of him. So yeah, it was amazing to see.
Looking forward to see what they do. Right. We've gone 20 minutes now without trying to mention
the M word.
The M word. Where were you? Where were you when you tapped in?
I was on my couch sitting beside Kev at home.
On my couch sitting beside my wife, the beloved, as Tommy and Hector in Larita's podcast, they call Larita's husband, Joe Brawley. The beloved, because I don't think he wants his name mentioned. I don't think Sheena will mind. I'm going to take that word, the beloved, because most likely she'd probably really hate that. Yeah, and I was she'd ask questions and I'd answer them or do a quick Google and answer them in terms of like, because I think she was shopping at the same time.
Nice.
Because we've a big third birthday coming up in a month's time, so we're looking at the team. Is it a frog team or is it a bluey team or whatever? So I get questions now and then about is he putting for power here and where's Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah.
And I think that's a question everybody forgot to ask over the weekend was where's Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah.
Because he's just inevitable, isn't he?
Yeah, I think on Sunday morning, I actually said to my family, if there's one person who can go shoot the lights out, it's Scotty Scheffler. But Paddy, I actually wrote these notes on my phone because I knew we'd be recording. The putts would not drop for him in the back nine in particular. He just lost the momentum. Like for him, there was 12, 13 footers that normally you're like, oh, it's given, he's going to get it. And like getting a par on the par 5 when he should have birdied it at least. Like there was a few little silly mistakes and his driver maybe wasn't as accurate as it normally is. But yeah, I just was saying that
it wasn't the best advertisement for TaylorMade.
No. Was he using the new model though? Is he onto the QI?
I think they both broadly announced at the start of the
Do
season
I
that
40
the
or
new
whatever it
model
is?
was firmly in the bag.
Yeah.
But I suppose the comeback there is, Rory was whatever it was, 90th out of 91st
Yeah.
in fairways.
Yeah.
But he was over not sure if it was over the 4 rounds, but it might have been over Sunday. That's subject to fact check. He was strokes gained 8 on the field because of how far he was hitting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he might be in the trees or in the pine straw,
Mm-hmm.
but he was hitting at 350.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
So that's
unbelievable to see.
crazy.
Yeah. You know what? Like when McIlroy, I think he had a 2-shot lead from like 15. He was 3 shots at 12 or something like that. Again, subject to fact check. I lost the excitement of it. When Cam Young lost his momentum,
When
honestly,
he lost
I
the
was like,
mojo.
I was ready for a dogfight. Yes, of course you want McIlroy to defend. But like, Paddy, at the start of the day, Shane Lowry had a chance. Cam Young, Sam Burns completely lost it. Scotty started like a run. And I was like, oh my God, is it going to be Justin Rose, Cam Young? Oh, poor Rosie, though, in the end. I actually felt so bad for him. Honestly, he did. If McIlroy wasn't going to win, I would have loved Rosie to win it.
I would have loved Rosie to win it as well. But there was a couple of moments when in the past he wouldn't have, there was a bit of hesitation, second shot into, and we're on our couches commentating. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're playing the most difficult course in the world in some of the most difficult, firm conditions that they'll ever play Augusta National in. Apparently, I've never been on the property. But there was a couple of occasions where Justin Rose was doing things that isn't Justin Rose-esque. Like on 10, he'd won 17 or so, and he backed off. And like asked Fuchs, his caddy,
Oh my God, I saw
is
that.
this the number? Is this the club?
Yeah.
And Fuchs, fair play to him,
Yeah.
shows the value of a caddy,
Yeah.
and it got picked up on the mics. It was like, right club, 170, you're perfect.
And then
he
he
put it into
was
like
a few yards short.
20 feet or so. But yeah, I mean, you said there you kind of lost interest. I didn't lose interest for a millisecond. Not for a millisecond, because you'd Till Hatton go low at the start of the day and post a number at 10 under.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sorry,
that was.
I'm going to actually rephrase that. I did not lose interest, but I lost the fact that there might be a playoff and there might be a dogfight.
Oh, you wanted more drama.
Yeah,
You wanted
sorry.
even more drama.
No. I watched every single shot of the last 3 groups yesterday, but I didn't want Rory to run away with it. But then when he hit his drive into the trees on 18, I actually said to
Oh my God.
I said, this cannot be happening now for him. So like having the 2-shot cushion.
I'd say
was
the
best
neighbours
thing.
thought there was something going on in our house.
Really?
Because like he hit that drive and I just roared out, "What are you doing to us? What are you doing to us?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Of all the places to go, no, like absolutely made up for Mr. McIlroy in not only winning his second Masters, but like back to back, it's been well documented all over the media the last few days. Only the 4th golfer to ever do so, behind some incredible names. I'm going to forget them now. You can write me, subject fact check. Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
Nick Faldo.
Yes.
El Tigre.
Who?
Tiger.
Yeah. Oh, El Tigre.
El Tigre.
Yeah. I thought then you were saying Eldrick.
And
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Rory.
Yeah.
That's the 4, right?
It's amazing.
So yeah, Grand Slam last year and back to back this year. Who said it? Freddie Couple said it on Friday. I don't know if you catch it, about like Rory's play. And at that stage, he was like hitting it all over the shop and shot 66, 65. Freddie Couple was like, wouldn't be surprised if Rory won a few of these in a row.
I agree. He's what's the word? He's broken through that ceiling, and I think now he's going to win another major this season. Paddy, he is so good. Like, he is so freaking good. Yes, Scotty has been consistent and he's been consistently performing. But when Rory's good, he is the best player on the planet.
He's like, when he's good, he's very, very good. When he's bad, he's hard. But he's never quite that bad. I'm frantically looking here for my transaction history on our bets from last week. I did have one come in because I had Rosie each way, but the rest were dust.
I haven't.
So I had Eimear.
Go on.
So I have €5.44 going to Laura Lynn.
Very good.
It might pay for a coffee for one of the parents, but I have €5.44 to donate. And that's from a €1 bet, so not doing too bad there.
Amazing.
But I was looking at the leaderboard on Sunday going, Shane, you're going to do it. You know, I got your good odds. And then he, like, you know, didn't have the best day on course, but I'm sure he's still delighted,
Yeah.
giving Rory that hug afterwards.
I need
But
to check with Kev, but I had Spieth, and Spieth came in top 10, I think, so I should be good. I forgot to actually check, so I'll check now.
We'll check the betting slips later on, and we'll put up on socials in terms of who got where, if we've anything decent to donate. But what was your favourite couple of storylines? So we all know about Rory and Masters. The Masters puts out, I think, over 1,200 content pieces across the 4 days between social media stories, actual posts, articles, YouTube clips, etc. Was there anything that stood out in the tidal wave of Masters content over the 4 days to you?
You know what really stood out to me? The promotion of the Augusta National Women's Amateur. That was absolutely amazing. Like, all of the best commentators, presenters were covering it. And look, I love the Masters content. I love the features that they do, the staff. I love the greenkeeping, all of that. But I have to say, the thing that stuck out to me the most was what they did for the young women and the promotion of the women's amateurs. I think for me, that was the highlight of the week. One thing I did notice about the TV coverage, and it's not, maybe it's because we're so spoilt and we get shot tracers and we get, like, you could just see a shot tracer, but you didn't. I know they're probably a bit more stripped back and there's nobody paying for like this broadcast hour, bar the Rolex hour. Nobody's paying for the extra features in the broadcast. But I couldn't really see how far they were driving it. Like, the shot tracer was going, it was just yellow. They never flicked to seeing the response of people when the scoreboard changed. They never did that once. And last year, that was one of the highlights. So
they were very good at that.
There was things I missed, I think, this year. But for me, look, it's always amazing. The social media content is the best in the world, without a doubt. But the Augusta National Women's Amateur, I think the way they covered that was absolutely amazing for women's golf and golf in general. You?
No, it's brilliant. And even like Rory said it, I think earlier in the week, he talked about the putt he holed to win last year. And he said the winner of the annual last year, and I brought her up here, Carla Escudero, who's in Kansas State. She had the same putt to win, so I knew which way it broke.
Oh my God.
So he said that earlier in the week. My feed was full of Freddie Fleetwood early in the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I thought they put a lot of pressure on. How old is he? 6 or 7, or maybe 7 or 8? But it was always backed up with, it's okay if you don't get it over the water, Freddie. Because he did such a great interview last year.
Yeah.
He was like very...
Frankie Fleetwood. Frankie.
Oh, Frankie Fleetwood. Yeah, little Frankie. So yeah, that was very wholesome. I loved his dad, Tommy, wearing the annual logo for 4 days, the first golfer to ever do so. And I think he's, you know, I like my bit of gear. I topped up the wardrobe while away, and while I was back at home, I spent the Mammy's vouchers, the Christmas and birthday vouchers.
Nice.
And a nice bit of Holderness and Bourne, the Wallace hoodie that I've been waiting years to buy, which I wear.
Are you
class?
You wearing the voucher now? Is that it? It's
I'm wearing the voucher. I'm wearing
very
the voucher.
nice.
Yeah, a little bit of a Wallace hoodie there, never hurt anyone. But yeah, Tommy's dressing himself incredibly well. That's what I'd be looking at. Who's wearing what?
Who was your favourite dress this week, actually?
Favourite? It's funny. Most people listen to Golf Packers will be thinking I'd be asking the female host that question. We do things differently in our world.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Nice.
Impeccable all week. I do like the Cam Young look. I would be closing the lower button though, personally. Yeah. But I do like the Cam. You know, it's. I think it tries very hard to look that casual.
Yeah,
it's being tailored at the same time. So yeah, I think it's a very classy look. Aside from him, I thought the Malbon stuff was good, but not the bird outfit.
Yeah. I actually, my two names for you would have been Cam Young and Jason Day on Sunday, because Jason Day looked amazing on Sunday. But Cam Young, I said this to Kev a million times you're watching. I said, Kev, look how well his trousers fit him. Look at where his belt is on his waist. Look at how well his top fits. Himself and Sam Burns wear clothes that fit them. That's why I didn't love Tommy Fleetwood's trousers. I kind of thought he looked like he was in parachute pants.
They're pleated Lululemons, by the way. Yeah. That's what he's wearing.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Cam Young, the non-bird outfit from Malbon. Yeah, Adam Scott always. Adam Scott always. Actually was in Uniqlo in America and picked up the big oversized red hoodie he wore to TGL. It was like it was like $35. Do you know what I mean? We're not talking about €300 hoodies
Yeah.
here. But yeah, Frankie Fleetwood, the apparel. I actually loved. I think is it Kira Dixon
Yeah. Yeah.
on the Masters YouTube with a new segment this year, Under the Umbrellas.
Yeah. Yeah. She's amazing.
So
She's amazing.
I watched or listened to a good bit of that over the few days, sitting down with players, the Adam Scott interview, the Fleetwood interview with Tommy and Frankie and a couple more. But yeah,
Right.
they're the kind of things that stuck with me.
And there's something else that stuck with a lot of people, and it is Mr. Sergio Garcia's little
Yes,
outburst. What do you think?
I think it's petulant, childish, shouldn't happen on a golf course, let alone Augusta National. As a previous winner, he should know these things. So he hit his drive, went into a bunker. It wasn't like he was a couple of fairways over. Went into a bunker on the second hole of he's coming in last in the event. Like, he can shoot a million and he ain't going to be any further down. He turns around and takes a big chunk out of the tee box and then wraps his driver against the water cooler and actually snapped his driver. So I was like, what are you going to do with the rest of the day? That kind of shows where Sergio is. He's ruined, like, whatever about the live move, but his behaviour before he went to live was not good on tour. It's a couple of hot mics of, I can't wait to get off this effing tour.
Yeah.
Wrapped his driver around. And then it was just a bit odd. I think he's just a bit odd. I think he's not in a very happy place. He's granted not playing good golf. But and you reminded me, it just shows how good Augusta National are. Because within 2 groups later, so about 20 minutes, half an hour tops, they had that tee box repaired.
Wow, I did not know that.
They had people from the greenkeeping team out and had fixed Sergio Garcia's damage.
Wow.
And it was perfect.
Wow.
And that's actually something I picked up on, and I tried really hard to see it on the coverage, was like there's specific Pantone colours for the Masters. Like the green is a Pantone colour. So all the seats that people sit on are the Pantone green the same colour as the fairways in the rough or whatever. So you don't see the seats in the coverage. If no one's in them, you don't see them. Like, who thinks of that? Who thinks of that?
Oh my God. You know what? It reminds me, now that we're talking about this, did you see the tweet? Frick, I hope we can find it, where it says the Masters is the one place on planet Earth where everybody there is exactly where they want to be.
Exactly. I saw that.
That's one of the best tweets ever written because it is so true.
And now I know that there's plenty of non-golfers listening to this podcast, right? So what does that mean, Eimear?
So God, that's a really good question. It means that, like, the Masters is the most special tournament on the planet to a lot of people in golf. And it's really, really hard to get tickets to. It's a very special place. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And everybody who goes to the Masters has either been very lucky or worked very, very hard or tried for a very long time to get a ticket. And nobody takes it for granted. And it's basically a dream come true for anybody who goes there. Yes, we know a lot of people get corporate tickets and whatever, but you're still happy to be at the Masters. Because if you didn't want to go to the Masters, you wouldn't go.
Exactly. So no matter whether you're a billionaire that flew in a private jet that they actually, in Augusta National, in Augusta, Georgia, they built a new hangar this year because of the private jet traffic, right? To make it easier for them. So, but no matter if you're in a private jet or on a Greyhound bus, once you get on the property, everybody's ticket is the same, right? So what that tweet means, I don't know who, is it Jeff Shackleton, is it Shackelford or whatever in my head, but it might be him, is like, if you're at a wedding, family wedding, or you're a guest at a wedding, there's some people there that don't really want to be there. Mm-hmm. If you're at a christening, I was at a christening Saturday, Terry, I wanted to be there. We're good. But there might have been some people at Jackson's christening that didn't really want to be there. If you're at a football match, there might be other halves that don't want to be there. When you're at the Masters, everybody wants to be there. So everybody is living in that Masters bubble.
Yeah.
What I also loved and what was great, especially on coverage, especially when Rory's hitting it into galleries, into the patrons, is there's no phones allowed.
Yeah.
You just leave your phone in your car. I think if you do bring your phone, and they put into like they have in primary and secondary schools, a green bag, and you collect that when you leave, sir or lady friend, right? So everybody is present. And Rory touched on this in his winner's speech as well. Everybody's super present. Mm. I watched Eric Anders Lang's video on Saturday evening, and he spoke about being at it, and like he just lost track of time.
Love that.
Like he just when he was there, he just took it all in, didn't take anything for granted. and you just lose track of time.
Wow.
And you take in what your eyes are looking at.
Yeah.
But on the TV coverage, again, the aesthetic of the Masters. You go to any other tour event and there's 50 people behind Rory like this.
Yeah.
Phones and orange phones
Yeah.
or green phones or whatever. But on the TV coverage or in all imagery from across the week, there's no one with a phone.
Yeah.
Few little point and shoot cameras. But yeah, that's what makes it so special.
Yeah.
And they manage the brand and they're in control. They might lose out on hundreds of millions of TV coverage money, but when your pro shop and your merchant is taking in $750 or $270 a second,
Yeah.
I don't think they're worried too much about it.
I agree. But it's the best tournament in the world. We're going to enter the ballot for next year. It's open in June. We'll see how we go, and we could be doing Scratch Social live from outside the gates of Augusta.
Well, we can't do it inside the gates.
We can't do it inside.
Might be able to do it from Berkman's place.
Yeah. So yes.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Berkman, if you have a couple of spare tickets there for the pool house or the bicycle shed,
yeah. I saw that.
Wherever you want to put us.
That's really
wherever you want to put us. So yeah, a great week.
Great week.
It's a month now. Not even a month, maybe to Aronimink. I can never pronounce that word. Golf course in New Jersey. I was 35 minutes away from where the US Open is on.
Oh wow!
In a few weeks' time, Ron Mink is what I'm going to go with. And US Open. So JJ Spawn is the reigning champion, right? Yeah.
He won at Oakmont, didn't he? Was that Oakmont? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
With the lab. So yeah, it will be interesting.
Nice.
It will be interesting.
Nice. Okay. So you know what? This episode is like primarily focused on the Masters, but we need to bring back a segment that our listeners know and love: our golf course under €50. Paddy, what is your golf course under €50 this week?
Ennis Golf Club in the Banner County. I think you can get green fees between 30 and 45 euros. Special place in my heart because it was actually the first golf club I was ever a member in.
Nice.
So I used to go secondary school in Flannan's College, and my father was working, building houses one at a time, not hundreds at a time. And so I'd pop up to Ennis Golf Club with my mates. That's where I first discovered a golf club. That's where I got my first lessons. That's where I bought my first clubs off a friend of mine. But as a course, it's really developed and matured since I was a member there. It was a long time since I was a member. So the trees they planted up that first fairway are now very tall trees, because I was back there recently. It's a tight course. It's on about 80 acres. So there's a few holes that crisscross. You got to have your heads up golf. They say heads up football. You got to keep an eye out for who's and what's coming. There's some lovely holes in it. First hole is lovely. Second hole, they've actually changed a lot since I was there as a member. It's a super sharp par 3. 3's lovely hole. I would love it if 18 could finish down where 3 is.
Wow.
You tee off down, and there's like a ditch or a ravine across the middle of the fairway. So it's like a risk and reward. I'd always try and drive it as a kid. Never could, but when I went back recently, I was able to drive the green. But over the green, they've like a big horseshoe bunker. And if you go long, you're on the clubhouse balcony. So that's a bit early in the round for a bit of drama. There's always a bit of drama on that hole. But yeah, there's some lovely holes. You got to have your golf game about you. It's really well taken care of. The membership, I've exceptionally fond memories of my time in Ennis Golf Club. You just remember playing 36 and there's just popping up for a pint of Diet Coke afterwards. I would encourage anyone within an ass's roar of Ennis Golf Club to go give it a whirl, bring your society there, and you'll definitely be given a great day out and a day to remember.
I have never played Ennis Golf Club, so I'm adding that to my list because it's only down the road from Limerick.
I would recommend. Gorgeous, like anywhere on a sunny day. That's when if you do look at the old YR a few days out and you're looking, I wonder where I can play this week. Put Ennis Golf Club in your little chart list.
I will actually. I might do that next week.
We got a bit of mail.
Yes.
We got a bit of mail. I'm going to open up our prestigious WhatsApp group here. So I'll go past our talk of maybe getting Scratch Social stickers.
Yeah.
And maybe getting Scratch Social teas. And maybe doing a couple of giveaways. So while I'm scrolling to find the correspondence, Where can people reach out to us with their opinions, with their stories, with golf courses we should play, with their fairway stories and maybe golf car park stories? Who is the bandit in your group? Let us know. Let us call them out. Can they email? Where can they reach us, Eimear? And I'll find the correspondence.
People can reach us on podcast@scratchsocialhq.com via email, and you can contact our socials, Scratch Social HQ on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Our DMs are always open, and we do love getting a DM. It's very, very exciting. And any thoughts, ideas, as Paddy says, bandits, whatever you want, we want to hear about them.
Exactly. And voice notes. Fire in a voice note on Instagram DM or on the email. Send us a recording, whatever you want to do. Jerry Sheehy was one of the folks who sent us a DM. Jerry says, 2 of us are heading to Lahinch in May and wondering, could you recommend a course on the way from Dublin to Lahinch? Please, we are thinking of Athlone Golf Club, but Tuesdays they have a ladies competition. So somewhere to play on a Tuesday between Dublin and Northwest Clare. In regards, Jerry. And in the DMs now, you might get me or Eimear, but Eimear was very nice replying to Jerry and said we'd definitely bring this up in the podcast.
And here we are.
Here we are.
What a great trip. We all know how amazing Lahinch is, so we hope you have a great time. But there are a few good stops on the way. And Paddy, you have an amazing suggestion that we're very excited to send to Jerry. One thing I was thinking about with the suggestion, though, is it too close to Lahinch or is it too far from Dublin? Do you know what I mean? So let's talk it out, and then once Jerry hears this, we can see.
Let's talk it out. Well, I'm gonna broach this now from 2 options, because you can get to Lahinch 2 ways, Eimear, from Dublin. So you either go down the N7 M8 and via your country and up to Lahinch, or you go down the Galway road. Don't ask me what that is. Is it M4? You go down M4 and then come down through Gart and get to Lahinch that way. So for me, I like to cover most of the road to where I'm getting to before I'm playing. So Jerry, if you're looking at a 36-hole day, I'd be like, play Lahinch and enjoy it and don't be rushing. But if you're looking at playing somewhere on a Tuesday and Lahinch on the Wednesday, I'd say get down most of the way on Tuesday morning, get your jumbo breakfast roll on the way. We covered this in a previous podcast. And I would play Drummond Castle. In Clare, which is fantastic, host to championships. So this is the KPMG Women's Irish Open. They helped bring it back with the Forefront Group. Absolutely stellar golf course. I was lucky enough to play it a good few times over the last couple of years between club golf and media duties, I like to call it. But I can't speak highly enough about it. Eamon O'Donnell does a great job down there with the team. Fantastically stocked pro shop. But if you can, I would say get a buggy. If you can, get a caddy and really, really enjoy your day there. I'd be picking Drummond Castle, because then you're only maybe 40 minutes from Lahinch then, if you are trying to get them together on a 36-day. But yeah.
You know what? I hadn't really thought about, was he driving the day before Lahinch or the day after Lahinch? So yeah, if he's driving down south, and you're right, get as far as possible and get out and play Drummond. I absolutely love Drummond too. Eamon does an amazing job. Everyone in the pro shop are absolutely lovely. But the work they did around the 18th, like, that's one of the most iconic par 5s in Ireland. It's
visionary work.
Insane.
Don't know how they thought of that.
No. I think I don't want to say like it was one person, but I do know Eamon had this vision for years, because he was telling us about his ideas during the Women's Irish Open there. So yeah, highly recommend. Green fees are good during the week. So yeah, couldn't rate it more.
And if you come down the other road, then I'll put the onus on you. If you come down Dublin to Lahinch via Galway, because it's actually sometimes quicker, depending on the old rush hour traffic around Adair or back up the motorway. Where would you play? So you're coming down the M4 and M6. So you'll be driving close to Mullingar, close to Athlone, Ballinasloe, tipping to Athenry maybe, and then you'll come south down towards Loughrea, Gort Golf Club, or you can cut across Airlie and play Portumna. So where would you pick now between?
Well, I'd be biased. I'd be going Portumna or Limerick Golf Club or Smalladair. Like, lovely parkland courses. If they even wanted to get further, they could actually play Newcastle West on the way out.
Play there. Love it.
Great
and a friend of mine's pro there.
Yeah, great
smashing
track.
Spot. But where I'll put him. So we've mentioned Portumna a couple of times in this podcast. Absolutely. Garden of the West.
Yeah.
put it on a postcard, folks. But to mention a couple of places, Glasson Golf Club is on my list
Oh, yeah.
to play, and that's not far off the motorway to get in. Tullamore Golf Club. A lot of people are mentioning Tullamore in our underrated golf course section. So plenty of options there, Jerry, in case there is a women's open day in one of those places, or if there's a society and you can't get out, there's a couple of options there now for you.
Yeah.
No hassle. Hope that helped. If you are sending in correspondence and you have a question like Jerry, will you send us in the full itinerary?
Yeah.
So we have a fair idea of what you're at.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to know everything. I want to know what he's getting in the roll and everything on the way down. Is he stopping in Junction 14 or Obama Plaza? I'm a Junction 14 gal. I'm not.
Junction
Obama
14
Plaza.
all the way.
Yeah.
Junction 14 all the way. Yeah. All the way. David Choi, Davoid Choi, did ping us about the Sergio Garcia matter. This is hardly his first offence, because we put it up same evening about, is this, I think you were hot on the draw there. Should Sergio be punished? Yes, absolutely, or a warning would be fine. I think punishment and a fine. But Davoid Choi, this is hardly his first offence. This man has no respect for the game of golf, much less other golfers or venues. I thoroughly agree with you, David. And I think an Augusta National member walked up to him on the fourth hole and had a couple of quiet words with him. And Sergio didn't even say a word to him back. I'd say he just knew it was coming. And we had a comment on, we don't always reply to comments because some of them are, ridiculous, but that is social media. His very disappointing behaviour from our previous Masters champion. And then someone said, Mountains nail one. Wouldn't expect anything less. And then someone said, how dare ye? Yeah, how dare someone have feelings? So basically saying like Sergio had feelings and had to express them. What I'd say, express them on your face, Sergio, not on the golf course. Yeah. So I don't mind if you just slap the cheeks off yourself, but don't be taking it out on the tee box or on a water cooler, etc. You petulant child, yeah.
Well, this is the thing. Like if your daughters are watching it and they're seeing him slamming clubs, I've seen it. My 9-year-old niece plays golf, and she plays golf with like boys now who are 13 and 14, and they're getting angry now, slamming clubs, and so they're seeing it. So he doesn't realize. I know he's had an outburst or whatever, but like children see that and they think that's okay.
Yeah, like I was playing with a couple of young people at home, kind of last October. One of them had a fine day, lovely golfer, and on the 13th hole hit a bad drive and launched the club forwards like a good 20 yards. I said that person's name. I said, not here. I said, not even on a hurling pitch, you wouldn't do that. So not here. They got the message. You don't have to roar or shout or give out. I find the best way is like my dad used to do to me in good old teacher language, and just get real soft and real close. Not here. That's not done here. And
I wish
they fade away out of guilt.
That.
I was very much, I'm not shouting at the kids, but I'm making them aware that I'm very disappointed in them.
That's so bad. Disappointment is worse than being told off.
Cuts deep. So we've had a great couple of weeks holidays. We've taken into great golf in Colony Motors, west of Ireland, and in the Masters, seen Rory go back to back. So what is your up and down of the week, Eimear?
My up is that the brighter days are here, and I played golf in blissful sunshine today. And my down, to be honest, I don't really have a down, but I would say I was very disappointed with my golf today. And it's only Monday, so that's my down of the week. What's yours? Your up and down of the week, Paddy?
Up and down of the week. Well, the up is, like Rory went back to back, and the emotions that brought the country, especially after not qualifying for a World Cup, I think is like, it was all over the workplace this morning. Where were you? Did you watch it? Did you see how drunk Shot Tracer was on the 13th hole for Justin Rose?
Yeah.
Everyone thought that
I was so confused. Oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, what's happened? And then it lands 8 foot from the pin, and then he 3 bashes it. So like, you get all the emotions from all the players. So the up is like, what a great Masters tournament, and unbelievable. Like, it wasn't on my radar that I thought there'd be too much on his plate this week, being defending champion, and the menu and the dinner and being at the ANWA and being at Augusta Saturday through Sunday if he makes the cut, rather than maybe landing on a Tuesday. I thought it'd be too heavy for him, but oh my God, did he put any naysayers or doubters or people who, like, he wasn't on their radar, put us to the pillar about what he could do. And the down, I don't have one. Golf season is here. I've 2 ups. I've no dirt this week. I'm just excited. I'm excited to get going. I'm excited to practice with Christopher out the weekend at the range, and he was trying to be Rory, and he was trying to be Shane, and he was hitting shots for his teachers, and he was hitting shots for his granddad. And it's like, this one's for Granddad Pat, and this one's for Mr. Horgan. I was like, who's Mr. Horgan? I know who he is, but like the deputy vice principal of the school, like.
That's so nice.
So he's buzzing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm buzzing, and just pray for. Wouldn't be Irish if we didn't talk about the weather a million times on the podcast, but just praying for a bit of good weather in the evening time anyway.
Yeah.
So we can try and get 9 holes in or 4 holes in after work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I want. That's what I'll be praying to St. Anthony for every week. But that's it from me now. That's it from me for another week. Let us know your stories. That's it for another week. I'm Paddy.
And I'm Eimear.
Slán for now.
Slán.